99.1 CKXS, Saturday morning here. A glorious weekend around here. Hot today in a very hot real estate market, and that's why we bring in the All About Real Estate show. Pete Allaer is in with us today. Good morning to you, Pete.
Good morning, Greg.
Good to have you here with us today, here enjoying a Victoria Day weekend, huh?
Yes, I think summer is here.
Now, you guys you'll work around the clock, right?
Oh, yeah.
7 days a week,
work,
holidays.
Work, all the time.
Yeah.
No, never. I mean, it's 100% work all the time.
There is a little downtime, I'm sure, a little bit. But that's the thing. Tough job about real estate, right? You are on the clock around, somebody calls you, they're in town, it's a holiday weekend, they want to see a house. I mean, it's a client. You work on commission. You want to make sure you take care of the client. So I'm sure you're probably showing a couple of houses this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to being available and being available when the customer needs you. And I mean, it's a give and take. I mean, we, a little bit of an encouraging word for the buyers that we are getting more houses. So don't get discouraged. We had a little period there where buyers were discouraged, where I think buyers were just like, what, forget it. But I would just encourage buyers to keep moving forward, with the realtors, keep them informed, keep looking at things, and don't be afraid to put an offer in at what you're comfortable with. Because, I've had a few listings recently that I've listed and we were doing the holding offer thing, and the day came and went and we didn't get an offer. And I think some of that is because it's almost like a bit of anxiety of buyers. They're like, oh, it's just going to go way over and I forget it,
Yeah,
so
all the work to put the offer
so
in.
So don't get discouraged, work with the realtor and
that
if you like.
Encourages me, actually, when you say it that way, that, there are some houses out there that are only, getting one or two offers, or in that case that they didn't get an offer. So don't give up.
No, and it doesn't mean that people, it doesn't mean that, oh, gee, I shouldn't sell my house right now. It just means that it's balanced slightly. Like, it used to be the scale was way, leaning towards the selling side.
Right.
I mean, it's balanced slightly. We still have lots of demand though. So it's still, it's so interesting because you'll get one house that just seems like all the stars and all the moons and everything lines right up, and it's just crazy what it sells for. And then you'll get something else that's a little more reasonable, right? So it's so hard to predict right now. It really is, for what's going to happen. It's hard for us when we go into your home because we'd say, oh yeah, it's a hot market and so on, and this is what it's going to sell for, and then all of a sudden, just when you say that, gears switch and boom, something different happens, But in all, I mean, it's still a seller's market, and and I would encourage people, if they are thinking of selling, we still have tons of buyers.
What should they do? So they're a seller. We talked about the buyers there, not to give up and keep forging forward. And I'm sure you've used the word, it wasn't meant to be to people that are buying a lot. But for the seller, what do they need to do? What should they be doing now if they're thinking about selling, and how do they prep for that sale of their house?
Well, I would say the first thing you should do is reach out to one of us. I encourage using local realtors because we know the market, we know what's happening. I mean, we're shifting every day as far as what's happening. So the first thing you do is reach out to a realtor, someone you trust, someone you click with. Have them into your home. I would encourage that people, if you reach out to a realtor that you trust and you click with, listen to their suggestions, because we see this every day, and more often than not, I always say, if sellers will listen to the advice we give them, usually the result ends up being better, right? So, but sometimes sellers won't do that, and but listen to us. A lot of simple things, like I tell people, like, we walk around their house and I'll just point out things like, if we start outside, I'll point out things like your shrubbery, your front step, your eaves troughs, beside your garage, behind your garage, like those areas that, because we live there, we tend to not see it, right? We walk through that area and we don't see it. So outside, if your eaves troughs are full of the fall leaves, or if there's still leaves in your flower beds and stuff, just clean all that stuff up a little, right?
Yeah.
Clean it up. Maybe you look at your house and say, oh, it wouldn't hurt to have have it power wash, little things like that. When you go in your house, the biggest thing, 100%, the easiest, the best thing you can do, clean and declutter. Those are just that's the number one, number two.
Less is better, right?
Less is better, absolutely. And it's the cheapest thing to do, right? Cleaning and decluttering is a lot cheaper than redoing a bathroom.
Yeah.
And quite often, if you clean and declutter, like I went into a house recently and we walked into the bathroom, and at first sight, I was like, okay, we need to put in a new toilet and a new sink. It's like it was, they went in and cleaned it, and a week later, it was looked like a different bathroom, right? So it's just like little things like that, right?
One of the things you said in the past, which I think it makes so much sense, is making sure that everything works. A light switch that you turn on, that a light does not show up after you turn on the switch, I think sends a really negative message to the buyer thinking, okay, what else is wrong with this home? And it could be as simple as a $1 light bulb.
Absolutely.
That's burnt out. So making
Yes.
sure that everything is working, that your air conditioning is on when they go through the house, so they can feel that it's nice and cool. I think it's working, because you don't know what the real reason is for it not working. It could be a $1 light bulb.
Exactly.
It could be an electrical issue, and you don't know as the buyer, right? All I know is that I turned the switch on and nothing happened. What else is going to go wrong with this house?
And I even encourage people, let's say you talk about light bulbs. Sometimes you'll walk in, if it's a room that's already a little dark, put a brighter light bulb in.
Yeah.
Like if you got a little, because, again, we're used to where we live. So, we're used to, this room's not very bright. So you flip the light on. And absolutely 100%, change your light bulbs. Make sure every light bulb, works, and change your furnace filter. And then, like I say about the decluttering, it's like closets. Open your closets. Try to, again, if you start with calling your realtor and the realtor comes in and walks through your house with you and helps you get it ready, because that's the other thing about selling in this market. You need your house to be ready to go. There's no time for this, this will be done, or let's do it. It's going to be done. No, get it done. And have that house at the best it can look on go day, right? And that's how you'll get the most out of it, is it has to be clean, neat. If you open a closet and it's literally stuff falling out, get a tote, put the stuff you're not going to use in the next 3 to 6 months or whatever it is, put it in a tote. And even if you have one room with 10 totes, is much better than having a little bit all over your house.
Right.
Because everywhere you go into the house, it looks cluttered. Whereas if you just have one room with a storage room or a basement or even a spare bedroom with 10 totes neatly stacked, people realize, well, you're selling your house, you're moving, so you're just preparing, right? So those are the simple things that people can do, and they don't cost a lot of money. Beyond that, we then get into different
bigger stuff, roofs,
whatever,
and siding, and
those
sidewalks,
things. But just the simple things. Quite often, the old saying, what is it? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Yes, right.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. It's so true.
Honestly, I always start with the simple things, and then from there you say, okay, what are some of the other things that may pay or may not pay?
Could get you an extra $5-10 just by doing those simple things.
It's amazing.
Good. All right. He's Pete Allaer from Riverside Realty, joining us today on the All About Real Estate Show. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with some listings. We've got a few to talk about.
Yeah, I do.
Details coming up here. 99.1 FM CKXS. We continue on the All About Real Estate Show. Pete Allaer is in with us today. Time to talk about those listings now. What do you got for sale?
Yes, we actually have a few of them that have popped up, and they seem to be, coming. We have some other ones that are sort of in the works as well. So the first one I'll talk about here is 834 Hilda. It's a semi, 2095, behind the hospital, of course.
Yeah.
Next one is 855 Elizabeth. It's a nice 3-bedroom home, I believe, 269.9. We have one on Murray Street, 580 Murray Street at 289. And we have a really nice one out in the country that just came up here on North River Line, out sort of between Wallaceburg and Tupperville.
I like that area.
Yeah, it's very nice. 8154 North River Line. It's a 3.7 acre parcel with a
paved road. Is it still
no? It
there?
turns gravel
Okay,
where
right.
it is. It's a 3.7 acres. Has a big shed on it. It's got a ranch, brick ranch with a full basement and another outbuilding. It's incredible. It's 400 feet off the road. You drive down a long driveway.
Nice.
It's really nice, really nice.
Great place to have donkeys, goats.
Yeah,
chickens,
absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
I'll tell Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, she's already got a donkey, so she just has to catch chickens.
A real big one. It only has 2 legs.
Perfect place to house your donkey, Kelly.
She'll be happy to know.
Yeah.
So where's that?
That's North River Line, 8154 North River Line.
Okay.
We have a lot for sale, actually, in Wallaceburg on Nelson Street at 555 Nelson, a 50 by 100 lot there. That would be a good spot to, maybe build a little retirement home or something. Another interesting property that just popped up here is just past Big Chief on Poplar.
Yeah.
It's a 7-acre parcel of land there. It's zoned agricultural right now. It's right in behind the subdivision on the left, what they call that J.L. Thompson subdivision back there.
Yeah.
You turn left on Poplar and you drive right to the end, and it's the 7-acre that butts right up against the back of that. It's zoned agricultural, but there could be a possibility of a rezoning maybe and possible development there. I mean, it's always an idea. And then we still have some other ones available here. We've got a couple nice, beautiful, larger homes. We have 70 Charles available still. We have out in Rondo Bay area, Lagunda Way, 11507 Lagunda Way is a beautiful home that backs onto a cut that takes you out to the lake there.
That's before you come to Rondo Park. That's that road you take there that takes you back in.
Yeah.
Good, that's a beautiful area back there.
Yeah, and then we got a couple other interesting ones still. We still have rum runners for sale out in Sombra.
Yeah.
It's still available, so summer's here, so you got a big patio. Hopefully
awesome.
They'll be opening up a little bit here soon. It'd be a great spot to, if you're looking to buy yourself a pub, restaurant, it's ready to go, turnkey, everything's included there. And then we've still got the 790 Wallace Street over here, the across just kitty corner of the walking bridge as well. That would make a fantastic, studio, or you could live in part of it and have a business in the other part. So there's some choice, and we have more. Every day we keep.
That's the biggest list I think you've had in here, Pete.
I know. It's
nice.
been nice. So like I say, it's been still. Things are still selling fast, but there is a few more coming, so that's always nice. And just check out our website, riversite.com. You can see all of our listings, and you'll find all of our agents there. So any one of them that you'd like to reach out to ask about any of these things, they can give you the info or show it to you. Or if you're thinking of selling your home, you want to ask some questions, just check us out at riversite.com and reach out to one of our very qualified people.
Good stuff. He's Pete Allaer from Riverside Realty, and that is the All About Real Estate show for your Saturday here at 99.1 FM CKXS.